to another edition of Bach Family Games. Today we're talking about something that's growing slowly near and dear to our heart, and that is where to buy your board games. Every year, or at least for the last 4 or 5 years anyway, we've given the idea of board games to family and friends around Christmas time and birthdays, and you just know that they're gonna go to Amazon or they're gonna go to Target, and that's it. And you kind of you have a little bit of anxiety about that, just because A, they're overpaying, or B, you know that it's not going to be shipped the best way. So last couple of years I've kind of given people ideas about here's various places you can go, and sure enough, 2 days before the holiday, a box from Amazon shows up, and that's okay, right? But you just want to give them better options. So this is really for people who maybe aren't in the board game scene yet and don't really know about other places they can buy games, because there's a whole lot of very reliable, reputable, established retailers that just do significantly better than most places you're probably buying your board games right now. So the places we looked at, Adric, were what?
So yeah, Amazon,
Yep.
which we already mentioned, Card House, Boardlandia, Cool Stuff Inc., Board Game Bliss, Miniature Market, Game Nerds, Fun Again Games, Target, Walmart, Dicey Goblin, and Atomic Empire.
So I think that was 11. I think it was 11 or 12 places we looked at. These are all places that we've bought board games from in the past 2 years. Frankly, there's a couple of them we haven't bought from in the last year, just because we're kind of zeroed in on. There's 4 to 5 that we really go between, and the rest we just don't use at all unless the price on it is to the point where you're like, even if this shows up mangled, it's worth the shot. So what did we look at when we were evaluating this? We looked at, Adrian, I'll hold it up, I'll just kind of read it. I'll type this on the screen later because the camera's probably not going to catch it. We looked at game selection, 0 to 100 scale. We looked at price, 0 to 100 scale. Customer service, 0 to 100. Customer hold. Customer hold is something that a lot of people probably aren't aware of, so I'll talk a little more about that in a minute here. A rewards program, 0 to 25. Packaging, 0 to 100 scale. Shipping cost, 0 to 100 scale. Or at what point free shipping kicks in, because frankly that's a huge piece for a lot of people. You know, Amazon can ship that $40 game for free. That game's $28 at Card House, but it's going to be $10 to ship it. So, I'm already with Amazon, I'm already set up with a credit card or something. I'll just do that. So we're going to talk a little about that. Shipping time, how quickly a package will leave until it gets to your house, on average, 0 to 100. Type of sales they have, the frequency of those sales, and the selection during those sales is another thing we looked at, 0 to 100. And so the total possible was 750 points. So quickly, we'll just kind of run through them. And I'm not going to talk about every category for everyone. And again, this is subjective, right? I mean, I might be having terrible Amazon shipping, and you might be having fantastic Amazon. Maybe your stuff gets packed really well at the warehouse that services you in California. We usually get serviced by a hub in Hebron, Kentucky, and our packaging is moderate to poor, and lately it's been poor more frequently than anything. But one of the things Amazon scores well on is customer service, because you can return. But frankly, I'd rather buy from somewhere I don't have to return at all. I just want it to show up in the condition I expected it to show up in. So customer service, Amazon does well, but in packaging, they're going to do poorly. You want to talk about the last package we got from Amazon? I think we bought. We were in a hurry. We wanted Space Cadets Dice Duel. We wanted it in 3 days because we were having a weekend. Mm-hmm. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we had gotten Space Cadets, which comes up in the game's supposed to be chintzy, but obviously it's supposed to have good quality on the box. But the box even had these I guess the paper is torn on the cover
from the pack, from the shipping,
the side.
right?
Yeah, just from the shipping. So I'm saying the shipping had little dings in the box, and it was just not what we expected.
Yeah, big long box, and literally not even any bubble wrap. No, none of the big chunks of air. Literally nothing. So a game this size in a box this size, and it shows up, and the shrink is torn, and the box box art is torn. to the point it doesn't look good on the shelf. The only reason we bought from Amazon to begin with was because we needed it for our space weekend. We needed it here. We ordered it on Tuesday, wanting it here no later than Friday. And some of the other shops, they're not going to guarantee that unless you pay expedited shipping. So we were like, we waited too long. We got to go Amazon. And again, we needed it for that weekend, so we needed to open it and play it. Returning it wasn't really an option, but just terrible packaging. It's probably honestly the last time I'll buy a board game from them. So Amazon. Price, they scored well. I think 82 out of 100. So Amazon can be very competitive price-wise. They can be the absolute top of the market, the absolute bottom of the market. So they really fluctuate, but oftentimes they're a good price. They don't have a customer hold feature. Customer hold is when maybe I don't qualify for free shipping, or maybe I'm going to be out of town, or maybe you're having a sale on just one item and I want to wait till I have 3 or 4 items to buy. So I add that item, that board game, to my cart. I pay for it, but you don't ship it and you don't charge me any shipping. And then 3 months later, 6 months later, 9 months later, depending on the company and their hold policy, I add another item that's on sale, and now I qualify for free shipping, and then you ship them both to me. It's a way to lock in on a deal or a pre-order item or something, and be able to hold it at that price. And pretty much everybody on this list does that, with the exception of the 3 large retailers, Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Customer service, we want to talk about Game Nerds ranked, Boardlandia ranked top of the line for customer service. They are super responsive, same day. They're very active in the board gaming community. What else? Game Nerds is very good. Card House is fantastic. Miniature Market has gotten big enough that their response is not always same day. Usually next day, 1 to 3 days. Cool Stuff, kind of the same story. They had much better customer service when we first started using them a few years back. It's tailed off a little bit. They seem to have gone heavier into CCGs, collectible card games. Board Game Bliss is good. Dicey Goblin's good. Atomic Empire is good. Amazon's okay. Target is okay to middling. Walmart is poor. Packaging, we've come to find that Game Nerds, Boardlandia, and Card House are the absolute best. Miniature Market, Cool Stuff, not much far behind. Board Game Bliss is good, but they have used, we've ordered them 4 times, and twice they used essentially used boxes. Not in really bad shape, but just that the box integrity might have been compromised. Cool Stuff always uses a brand new box, but our packages from Game Nerds, Boardlandia, Card House are always just filled to the brim with peanuts, taped on all sides, brand new firm box. You're going to get what you bought online. It's going to arrive in that condition, no matter what the postman or UPS does to the box. Final scores, Adric, if you want to read them off here. Actually, why don't you go in front of the camera, just kind of hold up the camera, and I'll just kind of talk as we kind of go over the final scores. Again, there's a lot of subjectiveness to this. We realize that. This is just our experience. So Adrian, if you want to come hold here. So Game Nerds ended up being our top-ranked store that we buy from. Again, the top 3 were really close. I mean, and again, completely subjective on some of these things, right? So you're not going to go wrong with Game Nerds, Boardlandia, or Card House. And to find a website, just put .com at the back of them, right? Miniature Market and Cool Stuff are kind of that next tier. They're both very good. They have other things going on, though. They sell a lot of miniatures. They sell a lot of collectible cards. So board games are a big part of what they do, but it's not as important as some other places, maybe. Board Game Bliss is really good on pricing. They're a Canadian company, so they're going to have a higher shipping threshold. Board Game Bliss, I think it was $200 before you qualify for free shipping. Before that, it's $12, I think. But $200 Canadian, right? And the Canadian to USD transfer right now is pretty good. I think it's 70 cents to the dollar. So oftentimes their prices are the best. So if you need $200 worth of stuff, or if you can, or if the $12 added on doesn't wreck that price, that can be a really good option. Dicey Goblin and Atomic Empire seem to be a little bit lower, kind of across the board. And then Amazon, their customer service helps them out quite a bit. Their 2-day shipping helps them out quite a bit. And their low shipping rate, if you have Prime, helps them out quite a bit. But really, everything else was lower. Target was really poor. Funnigan Games has gotten really into kind of the pre-order of certain games. Their selection is super small. I'm not quite sure what their model is right now. I don't really see myself buying from them again. And then Walmart is a void, just kind of across the board for board games. So those were our final scores. Then Adrian will come back. We'll talk in front of the camera here a little bit more. We'll just kind of chat about various things about this. We'll wrap up the video. So, Adrian, what are some other thoughts that you've had from the websites that we visit?
Yeah, so like basically exactly what you're saying. I think that the top 3 that we had, the Game Nerds, Borderland, and Card House, are the best ones. And that like normally Miniature Market and Cool Stuff Inc. are very good, except like they're sponsored a lot too, so like they've also gotten bigger, so they don't have as much customer service, but really good still, you know?
Yep.
And along with all the other ones, Board Game Bliss, Dice Scotland, Atomic Empire, all the next tier, as I call them, you know?
Yep. So I'll just make a couple last minute comments. Boardlandia is, you're going to find out that a lot of the stuff is listed as out of stock. They're a smaller company, they have a smaller staff. So basically what you do is you email them and say, hey, this game is out of stock. Can you get more of it? And they'll get it from the distributor and honor the price that they have, and you just might have to wait an extra 2 or 3 days for them to release that and work that through the distributor. But their prices are usually really good. They have sales frequently. Cool Stuff usually does a weekly sale, but not heavily board game related. Game Nerds has a deal of the day. Card House has a deal of the day. Miniature Market introduced something called the Drop, where they take items and each day they drop them 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, and kind of do that until it sells out. So that's it's new. So far there hasn't been a lot of great stuff for the stuff that we like, but there's been 2 already that we've been like, oh, if that gets to $18, we're in. So I think they had Kanban is on there right now, and also Pictomania is one we just picked up. We paid $15 for it, and now it's like $11 on the drop. So that's one that we would have definitely picked up, and if it gets to like $8, we'll probably pick up a couple copies for a birthday gift. So Miniature Market has to drop. It's something to check daily. Board Game Bliss doesn't have a ton of sales. Target occasionally has a buy one get one or a buy one get one half off. Their selection is not going to be as strong as those above them. But overall, the message here is, if you're in the hobby and buying board games, start looking at some of these other retailers: Game Nerds, Boardlandia, Card House, Miniature Market, Cool Stuff. Those are the top 5 for us. We're really with those top 4 most often. So anyway, thanks for watching.